Good morning. Excuse me. We are once again in Mexico, and we are at Chetumal International Airport. So we're about as close as if you go down in southern Mexico, we're about as close as you can get to be in Central America. So we're way in the southern part of Mexico. I haven't been streaming for a bit. Too many new toys to play with and try to get everything working. Trying to check a couple things. Trying to since I stream in VR, it's kind of the more gadgets I add, it adds to the enjoyment, but it means I have to make sure there's a lot more things working when I go ahead and start up. So what we did is we added, I was using SayIntentions a little bit after I come back from Flight Sim Expo. And also when I was at Flight Sim Expo, I got to test out the FlightSim.com force feedback yoke. And I actually have one in my house. so that's what I'm going to be using. And the camera's like the webcam's trained on it, so you should be able to see it in the little picture up in the corner. So we're going to do kind of not too long a flight, maybe probably 2 hours, something like that. So weather doesn't look too bad. A little bit looks like it's scattered, so hopefully the clouds aren't too low. I'm going to try to stay pretty close to the ground, maybe about 2,000 feet. And we're going to fly over to an airport called MM49. The other name for it, I think, is TU. But if I put that in my flight plan, it doesn't work. So I have to use the MM49 for the flight plan. So okay. So yeah, so I'm using SayIntentions, so that's what I'm going to use for HTC, and that's been working pretty good. The yoke itself, so it's a force feedback yoke, so that's this is all a brand new experience. So I play with it a little bit. It doesn't work exactly like a 172 does, so I contacted my flight instructor, a CFI friend, and kind of asked some questions. And so I know what a 172 should do, and this one currently doesn't do it. Alrighty, so let me get the plane started up. So I'll turn the beacon light on, turn on the battery, wait for the T1000 to start up. So we'll turn that on, give it fuel flow, give the mixture full rich. Okay, we got fuel flow, pull that back, turn that off. Give me a little bit of throttle. Should be able to roll. There we go. Okay, where am I at? A little bit low. Alrighty. We're up over 1,000 now, so turn on the avionics, turn on taxi light. Let you boot up. Okay, so we're good. And so in like a real 172, it was explained to me, because it's been 5 years, maybe more, since I flew in a real 172. So the question is that if the plane's like at rest, and like right now, so the plane's around, it's a little quick. So if the plane's around 1,000 RPM, and it's at rest, it's not moving. The yoke, let me turn the yoke on here. So the yoke should be full forward. And if you look over here on the on the force feedback tools from flightsim.com, the yoke actually is in the middle. So if I push on the yoke, I shove it all the way forward, that's where it would be. So right now, that's how the and if I let go, the yoke's gonna stay there. And so now if I give it, let's see, better wait. I gotta let the oil warm up just a little bit before I can do this. So because the oil's a little bit too cool. So when I can do this, so if I increase the throttle to say, I don't know, 1500, 16, 17, 1800, then the yoke should basically go to neutral. And it will do that from here. So but I had to force it all the way in to get it to rest pretty close to where it would in a real 172. Okay, so I'm going to start increasing the throttle. I think I'm warming up. I'm not going to hurt it. So we're going to start increasing the throttle. We got the parking brake on, so we're going to start pushing this in. So at 1500, it's just starting to move back. 1600, just starting to move back. I'm going to go a little bit more. Now I'm at around 1800 to push back some more. So you can see it moving in. Make sure temperature's coming up. Yeah, temperature's coming up. So if I go all the way in, so when I go all the way up, I'm gonna pull it back now. But when I pull it back, when I pull the throttle back, the RPM goes down. It doesn't retract. It stays in pretty much the spot at once. And that's not realistic. So I'm gonna pull it back a little bit. So that's about where it should be. So we'll pull this a little bit back on the throttle. So what I kind of hope we can get, we can get the software to kind of better replicate a 172. But that's not yet. So okay, so let me put a flight plan in here. So alrighty, so we got a flight plan in. Does that look right? About 39. That's right. That looks about right. Let's Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf radio check.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, Chetumal Tower, loud and clear.
Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say again your request.
Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, unable to stay on the active runway. Please advise your intentions.
Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf requests taxi to active runway. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to runway 28 at your discretion. Winds calm. Runway 28 is current.
Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to runway 28 at my discretion. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay, so we can taxi. I think I gotta go this way. Alrighty. So we'll look, fuel looks good. Okay. Alrighty. So we can go all the way up here to the end. And that will be runway 28. So there's a couple of things on this yoke you can enable, and one is dynamic. And if you enable dynamic, then when you're at low idle, there the yoke will push all the way in. But what happens is that you when you get ready to take off and you put the power up, let me get moved over here. When you put the power up, and if you don't actually move the yoke, then the elevator's gonna be drooped down. And if you try to take off like that, no amount of rudder authority will keep it straight. It'll veer right off the runway. So, okay, so I'm gonna turn on nav light, strobe light, taxi light off. So we're gonna move up here a little bit. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, holding short, runway 28, ready for departure. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, holding short, runway 28, ready for departure.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, runway 28, winds calm, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okie dokie. Okay, we got all the lights on. Trim for takeoff. It's spun around here. All right. Look over everything. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Okay, when we take off this way, we're going the opposite way as my flight plan, but we'll make sure we get more than 500 feet above the above the airport, and then we'll get on course. So. Keep checking here. I've seen one time when I took off, I'd seen like trees on top of these roofs, and I don't see it anymore. So I'm thinking I had I may have had global forest enabled. I don't right now, and I wonder if that's what was making that happen. So okay, though. So we're well above it. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and turn here. I'll pull back power a little bit. Like 2,200 or so. I want to get up to about 2,000 for the cruise portion. So, and we're gonna be cruising along the coast of the coastline. So one thing I'm finding is the colors are in 12.1.2 are improved. That looks a little weird. And when there's an overcast like this, they kind of look like they're gray. So alrighty, let me go back around here. I want to get out past the airport a bit, so we'll go out straight out. Right. If I get out here far enough, then so I'm gonna see. I'll turn the yoke on so I can see what's going on. I want to try to turn it down. Okay. Whoops. Not that much, Bill. Let's move the trim just a little bit. And they originally I didn't have the software trim enabled, so when I moved the trim wheel, it wouldn't move the yoke. Oh, now it does. so it did what I told it to do, but. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, I just wanted to test that. Okay. So, if I turn on autopilot, nav, and alt, we'll see how this goes. I'm going to set the, want that to 2,000. Okay. So, I'm going to put on flight level change and put my nose up. Give it some more power. So it doesn't look That doesn't look really too bad. You can see where it's kind of green along the shore and stuff, so. Alrighty, let's see if I can get some flight following. What are we doing here? Everything look okay? Yeah. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request flight following.
Bravo Golf, unable to provide flight following. Contact Center Center on 123.9 for flight following. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, unable to provide flight following. Contact calls on departure on 123.9 for further assistance.
COM 1 standby 123.900.
COM 1 standby on 118.2.
COM 1 standby 123.900.
COM 1 standby set to 123.9er.
Control Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request flight following.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, squawk 3512 and ident.
Squawk 35.
6 Bravo Golf, radar contact, 6 miles east of Chetumal at 2,000 feet. Chetumal QNH 1010.
Okay, so QNH looks good. So we're on our way. So that all went pretty good. Yeah, so you like contact the tower and then they'll tell you that you know, they can't provide flight following, so they give you a frequency. So that's what I did. I put the frequency in standby, and then contacted the center control, and then they provide the flight following. So all right. So all in all, things are looking pretty good. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, I don't like having the yoke visible, but I'd like to know like how I physically see the yoke. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add to this thing, I'm gonna add in the middle, I'm gonna move these two out. So this is for my rudder. So in the middle, I'm gonna move these out and put a column, a slider in the middle for my yoke for so all the way the top would be all the way in, all the way to the bottom would be all the way out, and then make this window a little bit bigger and take one of these, flip it and make it horizontal, so that will be the roll of my yoke. So I'll have I'll have both my yoke, both my pedals and my yoke all in this little window. So that should work. So it'll help me. It'll help not only me but also people following on the stream. You'll be able to see like when I come in for a landing, or you know, if I'm not on autopilot, you'll be able to see where the yoke physically is. You can see it in the webcam, you know, but I wanted it kind of. I want it as a reference. I have the force feedback program in here in the VR cockpit, but I'd like it a bit more, especially when I'm trying to learn this yoke. I'd like it kind of make it a little easier, a little quicker to see. So I don't have to look over here. It'll just be right here. So I think I'll work on that tomorrow. So I planned on, so my girlfriend's out of town right now. So there we go. That's pretty. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the difference, because you see when there was overcast, it kind of looked gray. But when it's got more blue above it, and that makes sense. So if there's more blue above it, that's kind of what it's kind of showing. So, but if there's kind of like gray clouds, then that's kind of what it's showing. So that's pretty cool. I like that. But this is called the 12.1.2 is called the Caribbean Release. And when I heard they were going to do that, I went, okay, well, let's fly in the Caribbean. So, and that's where we are. Alrighty, let me kind of like look over my gauges and make sure everything's kind of looking okay. Yep, so far, yep, not too bad. Yeah, about 2200 is what I'm running for the RPM, so yeah. So far I am actually quite happy with the yoke. My previous yoke was a nice yoke also. It was Fulcrum 1, and I bought it because I was gonna buy a honeycomb. Can't remember how many years ago now. Quite a few. Before COVID. Went to Flight Sim Expo, saw a honeycomb yoke, tried it, and went, I like it. My only thing I didn't like about it was the shaft size. The shaft size is pretty small. And what is that? Is that a boat? Could be. Almost looks like it's a boat. I ain't got my zoomers with me so I can zoom in, but there is boats. I have seen boats out here, so. Now, one thing that's going on right now, a little weird, is...
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, where are you headed?
Sightseeing tour, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, roger. Continue on present heading and altitude.
Continue present heading and altitude, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. So what's going on is, because there's an overcast right above me, it's hard to explain what it is. It's kind of like a texture that's basically right now attached to my headset. If I hold my headset back and forth, and now it went away. So as that blue sky showed up, that was gone. So it's almost kind of like a fog, but it's not. It's but it's related. It's attached to the headset. So as you move your headset back and forth, it moves. So, and if you haven't been in VR for as long as I have, it can be quite disorienting. So, okie doke. But like right now, I don't see it at all. So it has to have something to do with the interaction of the clouds, the bottom of the clouds. It has to have some influence with that. And I just don't understand it yet. So, but it's something I have seen certainly during the 12 run. I see that, and you don't see it all the time. It's really related to how the weather is. But I like to run real weather, so if the weather is kind of makes that happen, then that's part of the enjoyment of VR. So yeah, that other ship looked pretty small. I have seen some that were pretty big. I've seen container ships, so container ships, tankers. So they are around. And I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason, but I just know I've seen them. So yeah, that's where we got about 12 miles to the first waypoint. So yep. Yeah, when I first saw it, at first I thought it was icing, is what I thought it was, but it's not. Icing would be on the windshield, but this is not. This is further out. It's hard to judge how far out in front of my headset it is, but absolutely it's something I have seen before. So it looks like there's another either ship or boat. Could be a boat. It doesn't look big enough to be a ship. And when you see the big ships, the container ships, you can actually see them. You can actually see the wake. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's way out there. I haven't put my controller against it yet. It's further out than that. Yeah, it's way out in front of me. Like, oh, I don't know, maybe 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet out in front of me. And it comes and goes. It's bizarre. But I believe it's related to what's up in front of me, what's above me, so. Yeah, so when I come back from Flight Sim Expo, I think I did a stream or two. I didn't do too many. But then this joke showed up, and or I think I started playing with SayIntentions, and then so I was trying to get figuring out how all that worked. And shortly after that, I forgot when my yoke come. I think it come in August. It was supposed to come in September, but I think it come in August. And it's taken me a little bit of time to kind of figure out how it's supposed to work and what all the settings do. It just took some time to do that. So, and I wasn't until probably a few days ago kind of comfortable enough to go, okay, even if things go south on me, I still want to try to stream this. So I really wanted to show the yoke off. So, because it is pretty cool. And like just flying on autopilot, you don't really get to see it. So what I did yesterday to try to kind of get a bit more comfortable is I took off from the airport we left, and I flew around that area just doing slow flight. So just to understand how it works, how the trim works. And that's when I found out that when I moved the trim wheel, it wasn't moving the yoke. And I was like, wait a minute, that's supposed to be moving. And so I ended up using the switch on the trim wheel, on the yoke, the trim switch. And then it was working like it was supposed to work, you know. So I looked at the software, figured out what setting I had not correct. So once I set the setting, then it was okay. So, okey-dokey. So we're gonna go over this land here, and then we're gonna take a left, and then go down the coast. So we're not doing too bad frame-wise. When yesterday when I finally got done doing slow flight, I went back and landed, and the frames, like when I was coming in on final, really took a tank. And they weren't down to 4 or 5, but they were. I had red in both bars here, you know. I'm like, and I have no idea what that was all about. So whether I assumed it was something scenery related, and but it didn't. I won't say it affected my flight. I mean, I don't think I remembered a stutter, so. What are we doing? Yeah, okay, so we're doing right around 198, so. We're 2230 on the RPM, so burning about, what are we doing, 10? Yeah, so we're burning about 10 gallons an hour, so.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, contact Merida Control on 125.8.
Contact Merida Control, 125.8. Set COM 1 standby, 125.800.
COM 1 standby set to 125.8.
Merida Control, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf at 2,000 feet. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, Merida Control, good morning, Excala QNH 1009er.
Okay. You guys tell me what the QNH was, and so I did stay on the same 8 transponder frequency, so. So we should stay with him until we get down to the other airport, which will be, wow. So we're gonna go out in the water just a little bit and then hang a left. And then when I get to, so I got like a bunch of waypoints on my flight plan, kind of keep me kind of close to the coast, and then when I get to the last leg, then I'm going to contact control and cancel flight following, and then I'll contact the tower at the next airport, so the final airport. So far everything's working. Yoke seems to be working fine. And scenery looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy. So the scenery package I'm using is Total Mexico 3.0, and I'm also using X World, X World X America. So Simhaven X America. So. Crazy. I've turned that notification off. I don't need it. Yeah, if I have Global Forest version 2 enabled, when I get to the next airport, it has trees in the taxiway, so I basically disabled it and re-enabled the forest in Simhaven. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but I've only found it at that one airport, so after I'm done with that airport, I'll re-enable Global Forest, because I think the trees are better. So. Okay, so now the frames are like really frames and frame times are really good. So, but it's related to scenery, so there isn't a lot of houses and stuff out this way, so just a lot of coastline. So. Good joke. I have a Say Intentions as a tour guide, and I have it as Janet. And he's been a little quiet, so I'm not so sure why that's true. I'm running, what version am I running? So I'm running 2.7.0.10. So maybe related to that. So let me look at settings. See if anything changed. Intercom, nope. Says tour guide is Janet. Funny. So let me look at the controls, make sure not engaged. Nope. Okay. So gotta figure out which button. I think it's this button. Janet, why are you quiet?
Oh, sorry about that. I was just contemplating the mysteries of the universe. Like why my friend Toby thought it was a good idea to try and impress a flock of flamingos by doing the Macarena at the beach. Anyway, if you look at about our 1 o'clock position, you might spot the beautiful Excalic Reef. It's like nature's own underwater disco, but instead of dancing, it's just fish doing fishy things. Legend has it that a local fisherman once caught a fish there that was so big it could have been mistaken for a small whale. Toby, in his infinite wisdom, decided to dive in and try to wrestle it, but ended up just getting tangled in seaweed and needing rescuing. So, if you see any fish down there, just remember, they're probably judging Toby's life choices too.
I'm gonna jump out in chase mode. What the heck is that? Something hanging out of my plane. What on earth is that? What's kind of strange? Let me do ride along. Huh. Got no idea what that is. That's a little weird. So I have the SayIntentions livery on this airplane. It's a reality expansion pack airplane, so it's a little tough to check it out, and I have to do it when I land. It's not obvious what it is. Strange. Yeah, put this on map. Maps. So we got no weather at the airport we're going to, so we'll have to see if ATC can be helpful. So they generally are. Yeah, I installed, let's see, 12.1.2 release candidate R1. And I heard people were getting crashed desktops with it. I didn't experience any, so I couldn't help with testing, so. But I flew it for, wow, I probably flew it for an hour and a half. And I got a flight plan that's up where I live that I can put it in, throw it on autopilot, and let it fly the flight plan. And but I did that, and I didn't. It never crashed, so that couldn't be any help. Yeah, so this yoke, how it hooks up, it connects the force feedback software to X-Plane through a plugin called X-Plane Connect. And so I've been kind of like looking at it and trying to see kind of how that works. And basically that's what it is, just a connection program. So it basically connects the force feedback software to X-Plane. So, but I don't know enough about it to know kind of how it actually works. I just know that's what it does. So. But it sounds like the developer is going to sounds like he's not too far away from releasing an updated version of the force feedback software. So it'll be interesting if it kind of improves on how the yoke works, and how the yoke interacts with the sim to make it closer emulate how a 172 works. So. Because it's been too long for me to kind of remember how, you know, like if you're at rest and when you you put the throttle in, does the yoke move? And absolutely it does. So it basically pushes the yoke towards you, but what's going on is as you increase the RPM of the engine. So what's going on is the forces, because the propeller's spinning faster, it's pushing air across the surfaces, and when it pushes it across the elevator, then it basically the more force it gets, then the top part of the elevator basically gets, it's not really lighter, but just the forces allow it to kind of lift to close to neutral, so close to flat, you know, as opposed to droop down how it is when the plane's at rest. So yeah, tomorrow I'll work on updating this to basically reflect the yoke and the pitch on the yoke and the roll. And I don't need any numbers or anything, just like this is, that's fine. That'll, you know, so right now, I turn the yoke on. So right now, it would probably be right about in the middle. Let me look. Yeah. Yeah, it would be pretty close to the middle, maybe. Maybe up a little bit. Maybe up a little bit. So that's what I'll work on tomorrow. Shouldn't take too long. May work on it today after I'm done streaming. Didn't take long, you know, and just do some tweaking to this little window. Yeah, I really like the way it works. I mean, especially like when I'm landing, so you can basically see where. So the two outside ones are the yaw. So you know, right now the pedals are straight. You know, so if I push in on the right one, then it goes up. Left one goes down, and then the two middle ones are the brakes. So that's the rotation motion on the pedal. So the further you rotate it, the further up this goes. So when you're coming in to land, you You'll basically put them almost, you'll put them on a little bit, and then when you get a little bit slower, you really want to stop, then you push them all the way in. So it's just like putting the parking brake on. So I see Microsoft 2024 is available for pre-sale. I looked at the top end package and went, wow, what the heck does that come with? Like $199. I went, that seems a bit steep. So it seems like the cheapest one was 60, was it 69? Something like that. I think the next one up's 99, somewhere in that range. So. And personally, I'm gonna wait. The way I use a sim, I use my VR controllers to interact with the cockpit, and so if I want to like increase or decrease the throttle, I just highlight it, pull the trigger, and move the controller. And in X-Plane, I can move it. If I want to change it 50 RPMs, I can do that. And but when I try to do the same in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, I'll do exactly the same thing. So I can see, you know, that I'm on the throttle. I pull the trigger in, and then I move the controller, but there's nothing that happens. So you have to move it more, and then you have to move it more. And by the time it finally moves, it probably moved, at least 10%. It may have moved 20. And it's like, on a throttle, you might be able to get away with that. If you're trying to adjust the mixture, that's kind of can be pretty bad. If you're trying to adjust the trim wheel, that's really bad. Because by the time it finally moves, the trim wheel may move full up or full down. And if you ain't got your hand on the yoke, that will be very, very disconcerting. I have done that. So I'm waiting until some of the reviewers that fly in VR have it, and I'm just going to ask a simple question. Does the VR controllers work correctly? If they don't, I'm not even going to bother. It's not worth it. So I've already talked to Jorg twice, 2 different times at Flight Sim Expo, explaining this particular problem. And both times I was assured it would be fixed, and I haven't seen it yet. So I'm not going to spend more money on it if it still doesn't, if I can't fly it in VR the way I want to fly it in VR. Because the question what I did ask was, I asked Jorg, I says, hey, it says, I hear you fly in VR. Oh, yeah. It says, do you use VR controllers or a mouse? Well, I use a mouse. My comment to him was, it shows. If you even thought about just testing with a VR controller, it would be obvious that this isn't any good. This needs fixed, but not yet. I haven't checked today. I think I did check and make sure I was up to date, but I'll check it again. Because that's what I did say to him is, at the very least, can you have it fixed in 2024? He goes, well, no, that should be fixed in 2020. I went, oh, okay. And so far, the last time I checked, it wasn't fixed. So. And even though it's pretty, that's why I don't fly Microsoft Flight Simulator. I used to, but that was basically before they brought VR controller support. So I had to fly with a mouse, so because they didn't support controllers. And now that they support them, they're kind of supported, but the precision of the difference in the precision between the mouse and the controllers, it's pretty dramatic. So, because if I use the mouse, I could easily move that throttle, 50, 100 RPM in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but you can't do with a VR controller. Yeah, this flight's taking longer than I thought it was going to. Oh. I'm only on waypoint 3, and I think I've got about, I don't know, maybe 10 waypoints, maybe 11. It also means I may put some fuel in there. Okay. So I forgot to turn the fan on, so I'm gonna have to hopefully this won't go bad. I'm gonna have to jump out. Oops. Easy, Bill. I'm gonna have to jump out and turn my fan on. Hopefully nothing crazy happens. Down along here, there's these runways. They're not on any chart that I've seen. but it appears like from the satellite image, you can actually see the numbers on them. So, but when I look here, maybe it's there. PTU. But there isn't no real information on them. So whether they're military, but also looks like because they're If you're not in an airport and X-plane, then it's got vegetation on it, so. But it certainly looks like a runway, no doubt about it. Yeah, and actually you can see it, the number. So what is that, 21? I think it is. No. It's 23 or 28, I can't tell. But that's legitimately a runway. So, not sure. Not sure at all. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. I'm kind of glad that Bigscreen Beyond is finally like shipping the audio strap. This is my second one. I was trying to bend the arm of my first one, and I cracked it instead of bending it. So I ordered another one. So, and actually I got it pretty early. I ordered it not that long ago, really, and I got it. I don't know. I've had it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. So, for my first one, I got in April. So I've had the Bigscreen Beyond audio strap for quite a while, and so because I got it in April. So, but I ordered it in February of the previous year. So. And I don't know. Evidently, they had a problem with some of the parts. I think it was related to the arms. I think that they were having problems with the supplier for one or two of the parts, and the supplier kept making them wrong. so it took them a while to finally get everything working. I mean, so they made one they could actually assemble and it would work. So. But I am quite happy with it. The soft strap was just, you had to pull too much pressure on the facial interface to your face to get it to so it didn't leak light. And this one here, I can run it fairly loose. I have it a little bit too tight right now. And you only just need it tight enough that you can't see any light leakage. And it can be fairly loose. So it makes it more comfortable, and then it provides an audio solution. Because I was using Koss Porta Pros, but it was just a bit of a pain where you had to put the headset on, get it adjusted, and then put the Porta Pros on top of that. So it was just more messing around than what when I first got this I was hoping for. So but it certainly does seem like the Bigscreen Beyond was certainly more of a success than what when it was first released, or when the early versions of it were out and people were trying it. There was a lot of people that were saying nobody's going to buy a headset that you can only use yourself, and you have to use an Apple phone to get the facial interface. Nobody's going to do that. Well, evidently many thousands of people did. So, and I have been this replaced the Vive Pro 2, and I am so happy. I'm happy with the weight. I'm happy with just the form factor. I mean, I was looking for a Steam VR, PC Steam VR headset to replace my Vive Pro 2. So, and it has met and exceeded my expectations. So, and no, you can't wear glasses in it, but their solution for the lens inserts is just elegant. I mean, they are like so tiny. They're very, very thin, very, very thin. And since I wear glasses, I needed the lens inserts, and they work great. I mean, and the headset itself, I mean, like when I look, pretty much when I talk to people, I used to run analog gauges for my 172 because the headsets I was using weren't they weren't clear enough to run like a G1000. So now all I run is G1000s because everything's readable. So, you know, where I can just turn my head, look over there, 137. I mean, that's a time to the next waypoint. So, and I didn't have to lean in. I just turned my head and looked at it. So that's nice. And everything in the cockpit, everything is just all readable. So, including this. So that's a little closer to me, but all that text is all readable. So it's like, okay, this is enough resolution, because you can buy headsets that have more resolution. That's fine, but then you need a beefier GPU. And I'm already running a 4090. So, and the only way around that would be if you had dynamic 480 rendering. And for that to work, at least as far as I know, the application has to support it. And if it doesn't, no, it's not gonna, there's no benefit to it. So, or you could use fixed, I guess, but I think it's still that it has to be the application has to support. So, something a little funky going on with the scenery right here. I see a truck kind of like, it's like there's supposed to be a bridge there, but it ain't there. Like quite a few. Not sure. I'll have to get on Google Earth and look down here. Well, we're at waypoint 7, so maybe I'll be okay. I still see green in my on my fuel tank, so yeah, so the color of the water down here does look a lot better than they did before, so that's cool. And it's certainly related to the clouds. There's too many gray clouds over it. It's going to look different, so. And that may be in real life. I don't know. I've never flown down here in real life, so. So yeah, so I'm starting at the most southern part of Mexico down close to Central America, and then I'm gonna fly up the, let me think a minute, the east coast of Mexico all the way up. So that's kind of my game plan for the next, however many flights it is. So I've been trying to like kind of keep them around 2 hours, certainly under 3, and it's kind of my game plan. So I personally like to have an airport in the middle of the flight to do a touch and go, but in this part of Mexico the airports are pretty scattered, and so it's a little difficult to pull that off. So. Or you end up with a flight that's 3.5 hours long, and I'm just not quite into that, so. So when I'm done with the flight, if it goes okay and isn't too bad, then I go ahead and save the VOD and put it over on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So same name, Sparker and VR on YouTube too. So if you miss my flights, you can always catch them on YouTube. So like I said, as long as they're okay. I mean, this one's a good flight, so. If I have a lot of trouble, you know, things just not working right, you know, I tend not to put them over there, because it takes a bit of time to do it. So not a lot, and I don't edit them. It's just like I just do them raw. I just clip off the front part where it says stream starting soon, clip that off the video, and that's about it. I don't spend hours editing a video. It's not my intention. My intention is the video is the same as the VOD, The only difference is it lasts longer. So, and the bot, after a certain period of time, they'll delete them. So. And I have actually more people follow me on YouTube than I do on Twitch, so it's kind of interesting. It's okay. It's not a number I chase. It's a number that happens. But I really wanted to kind of show off how everything looks with the new version of X-Plane. And how that has improved Total Mexico, because you can actually look, you can actually see where the there's land that's under the water there. That's just the way the shoreline, you know, you can see that it's shallower as you go out a little bit, and then it gets deep enough where you can't see. You can't see to the bottom, so. It's kind of like every once in a while we keep running into this cloud formation. It's kind of weird. But it's dark enough, it looks like it's got rain in it, so. And earlier in the flight, I was getting a little bit of rain, not a lot, just maybe just moisture. Yeah, so the next stream, I'll probably stream on Sunday, I think. Yeah, Sunday. I got some errands I got to do on Saturday. And so I'll stream on Sunday, and I'll take off from the airport I'm going to land at. And then I'm going to end up flying to Cancun. So, yeah, it looks like it's raining. I don't see it on the windshield. Yeah, you can see it. You can see the rain. Thinking I gotta be getting close to the airport. So I'm going to waypoint 9. So let's see. Yeah, that's not quite what I wanted to do. I still got about 30 miles to go. Yeah, I created the flight in Navigraph charts, and looks like I should have done a little better job of checking the total distance. Or put more fuel in it. But I'm getting really close to. Well, I ain't in the red yet, but I ain't that far away, so. Think. Yep, I'm gonna put some more fuel in it. Says I have an hour and 20 minutes of flight time? Really? Somehow I'm not believing you. I just don't want an emergency. Not in the mood. Yeah, so my airport is like 13 miles from the last fix, so. So once I'm on that leg, then I'll cancel flight following and contact the tower. There's another airport near where I'm gonna land, and that airport I can pick as a start position and X-plane to take off, and from there, but I can't put it in the flight plan. I get an error, so I filed a bug report, and I got an initial response, but haven't got anything other than the initial response. So yeah, you can't put it in the flight plan. You can't say I want to go direct to. So I'm not sure what the deal is. There's something not correct. It's the airport I really wanted to go to because it's a bigger airport and it's got more facilities. But oh well. The same way I need to go through these airports down here and go use the taxi tuner in SayIntentions and get them so they're taxi tuned. So, because I see most of them aren't. Oh, it looks like that's got to be a lighthouse. Let me jump outside. Yeah, sure looks like it. Whoops. So waypoint 10 is the last waypoint before the airport. So we'll get established on the last leg and then I'll cancel flight following. So what is it? Yeah, so it's 13 miles, so I have 11 miles left on this leg and then 13 miles on the next leg. I might have been able to make it, but I didn't want to chance it. I run out of fuel a couple of times streaming and it's I'd rather not have this stress. Every time it's happened, it's turned out okay, but gotta think pretty fast, pretty quick. Okay, so I start at 11, so that's an hour and a half. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at the total time I was in VR. So, yeah, so it's going to be right around 2 hours. That's good. That's what I was hoping for. I start up in VR before I stream, just to make sure everything works. And when I first started up, things weren't working. So first I had a headset that was black, and I had a headset that had snow, kind of like multicolored snow. And the third time I started up, it was black again. So. Hello, Iowa Scotsman. How are you doing? I hope you are well. First time I've been streaming in quite some time. Too many new toys to figure out how they work. I got me my, thank you. I got me my, FlightSim.com, force feedback yoke. It's a learning experience. It's pretty funny when you turn it on. It has an e-stop on it. So when you release the e-stop, it basically goes, it goes through its motions, how far, all the way out, rotates, goes back, rotates again. So when I was working, we had a servo packer, and it would do the same thing when it started up. It kind of went through, it's called homing, you know, so it kind of figures out what's the limits, and you know, so it knows how far it can go. So ooh, those don't look good. Hopefully we'll go through this. Yeah, the yokes got up to 60 newtons of force on the pitch, and then on the roll it's got 4. When I was using it a couple days ago, about a week ago, I kicked I hit the button on the yoke to disable the autopilot, but I forgot to completely disable the autopilot, and man, I was having a hard time trying to control it because it wasn't completely. It was kind of like in roll mode, and oh yeah, trying to counter that. Yeah, that was work. I'm like, what is wrong with this thing? That was funny. Okay, not too bad.
Merida Control, Easy 72 Alpha Bravo, flight level 200, inbound, uniform November 530.
Easy 72 Alpha Bravo, Merida Control, roger.
Alrighty.
Merida Control, request descent to flight level 150, Easy 72 Alpha Bravo.
72 Alpha Bravo, descend and maintain flight level 150.
Like it's a boat. You can actually see the wake. That's pretty cool. Not a big boat. Meredith Control, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Please cancel flight following.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, roger. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR.
Squawk VFR, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay. Don't need the map. You need an airport. So it's 6 feet. That COM1 standby 118.200.
COM1 standby set to 118.2.
Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Stay active runway.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, Zulu Naval Air Station Tower, runway 13 is active.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf inbound to land, runway 13.
Bravo Golf, enter left downwind for runway 13.
Okay. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 13.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say again.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 13, inbound to land.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, windbound runway 13, clear to land.
Clear to land, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf on final.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say again. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to parking at your discretion and monitor this frequency.
Taxi to parking, my discretion. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. No taxi lines. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of active runway 13.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to general aviation parking at your discretion. Good day.
Yeah, the other airport that's close to here doesn't, I can't put it in a flight plan, so I had to land here. And, I don't see where there's even any hangars here, so. So, what is this? That's a little bit bizarre. So I think I'm gonna have to park on the grass here. So we'll just go over here. Park on the grass. Okay. Good parking brake on. Alrighty, well, we made it. Turn this off. Turn the avionics off. Kill the engine. Okay. About 2 hours? Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I wish, yeah, this is like 6 feet. That's pretty close then. Yeah, there's another airport here that's MMTL. Maybe it's TL, something like that. But I can't like go to it, or I can't put it as part of a flight plan. Won't let me. So I decided I could put this one in, and so I figured I'd land here, and then probably Sunday, I think. Sunday I'll go ahead and take off from here, and go on the next part of the flight. So let me. So what we get? Okay, well, not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, it'd be interesting to look at the bot and see how the how it looked. Felt good. Felt good. It's taken me a little while to kind of get the trim kind of working the way it should, and that all felt really good. I was so I'm coming in with like 2 notches of flaps, so and it all felt good. I was pretty happy with the approach. I was far enough away from the runway when I went ahead and made my base turn, threw in another notch of flaps, didn't overshoot. When I turned, the runway was right straight in front of me. I thought I was a little low on altitude, so I gave it just a little bit of power until I was assured I was not, and then pulled it all the way back to 0, and basically touched it down right before the 1,000 footers. So pretty happy with that. So alrighty, thanks all who's stopped by. Thanks for stopping by, Iowa Scotsman. And like I said, I'll probably I plan on streaming on Sunday, and same time, 11 o'clock, and well, continue on my journey around the coastline of Mexico. So see ya. And so if you catch this stream a VOD or down later, please click on the follow button, and so you know when I go live, you can you'll get notified. And I normally start, if I'm going to stream, I stream at 11 o'clock. I haven't streamed in quite a while, and I had a good time today, so I plan on doing some more, and certainly want to show off my new yoke, and the more I use it, the more happier I am. So thanks much. All have a great day. Bye-bye.